Hello, welcome back to NMI. In this video we're going to take a look at 386SX. It's a machine that I picked up not long ago. It was in a terrible shape and the battery leaking, so we're going to take a look at replacing the battery and getting it back to work. On top of that, we're going to take a look at some games that I got also several months ago now, and they are games that shareware games in 5 1/4 floppy disks. As I mentioned in the opening, I picked up this machine a couple weeks ago here in London, and the first thing that I observed, well, first it was very dusty, right? It was sitting there for at the very least 10 years or something, or maybe more, maybe 20 years, I'm not sure. And the other thing that I noticed when I opened it, is that the battery was leaking. I could turn the machine on, so at least I knew that there was no major damage from the battery leak. But as you all know, we can't leave it like this. So the first thing that I wanted to do was to remove the battery and clean it up and replace the battery for a newer one that won't leak. So that is the first thing that we're gonna do on this video. Oh, nice. This is an AMD 386SX. I did not know that. Yeah, you can see how dusty this all is. I'm gonna have to first remove the battery and then we are gonna clean it up. Now that the battery is removed, we can see the extent of the damage. It is bad on the top, but it doesn't look like it's affecting any tracks. It's basically just that ground pad. I believe it's a ground pad there. So I think we're fine. gonna use this battery holder that I bought from AliExpress, and I have used it before and I like it. It's inexpensive and works nicely. Since we are replacing a rechargeable battery with a non-rechargeable battery, we need to add a diode. I'm going to use this Schottky diode 1N5819. Okay, so this is the power supply of that 386. I already cleaned it up. It was super dusty. Now I'm gonna take a look at the capacitors and see if there's any problem with them. I already know that the power supply is working. I tested it on the machine when I got the machine, so I know that it's working. I'm not sure it's working properly or for how long it's gonna work. So, well, you never know for how long it's gonna work, but we need to make sure that there's no urgent problem to fix. So let's take a look. I already tested. They are all discharged, the big capacitors. There's two big capacitors in the input of the power supply here. These two, and we have a bunch of output capacitors here. I don't see any bulge on any capacitor, which is good. We might want to check them to make sure that they're all fine, and that is what I'm gonna do, especially starting with these two big ones. 250 volts and 330 microfarads. Let's check this capacitor and see if it's good. 286, the ESR is low. Yeah, the capacitance could be better. It is a little bit higher. 287. Same thing, 286. Same ESR. So I'm gonna consider that they are good and are not gonna replace them. Maybe I'm gonna just clean up a little bit that area, this area here with the heatsink. Again, I have no reason to suspect that these capacitors are bad because the power supply is working properly. The polarity on the board is not very clear, but there is a mark there, and I believe that is the negative. And I also try to make sure that the glue markings are aligned, and they are, so that tells me that the polarity is okay and correct, right? We don't want to revert the polarity of these big caps. Or maybe you that are watching this video, you might want to see an explosion, but I don't. So I better make sure that the polarity is okay. Okay, so the big caps are back. Now we have a few smaller caps here. Let's start with this bigger one. These other ones, there's glue here, glue together. Maybe I don't want to mess with this guy. I'm gonna try these three here. I think it's gonna be easy to remove. Let's start with this one. This large area here is, yeah, ground. Gonna be a little bit harder to desolder. When I am desoldering, one thing that I try to do is to make the terminal move with the soldering iron. You don't want to leave your hand on the path of the iron if you miss the terminal, but this helps. Yeah, so the ground is loose, so that makes sure that it makes it easier. See, the capacitor just fell. And oh no, it was something fell from the terminal, but I think it was just, maybe it was a little piece of the terminal. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, let's test this guy. This is 2200 microfarads, 16 volts. So the voltage of this capacitor tells me that it's probably on the 5-volt rail. I wouldn't put a 16-volt capacitor on the 12-volt rail, but who knows. Capacitor 2300, 0.46 ESR. Yeah, that's good. No problem with this capacitor. Yeah, and the ground is, it's easy to identify the ground here because I know where the ground is on the DC side. Let me check, make sure that the capacitor is flush with the board. Yeah, it wasn't. I applied just a little bit of pressure when I melt the solder. Yep, good. This capacitor is okay. Now the next one is this guy. This is also 5 volts. It looks like that one was 5 volts. Yeah, I think so. Let's check this guy. Sometimes I apply new solder just to help melting down the old solder. Yeah, I think that terminal is loose. Now we're gonna desolder ground terminal. How is it? Oh, it's loose. Oh, let's. No, the positive. There's still some contact here. Oh, there's so many wires in this area. It's kind of hard. Yeah, here we go. 1000 microfarads, 16 volts. Yeah, pretty good. 975 microfarads, 0.5 ESR. This capacitor is also good, no need to replace it. And we're gonna reinstall it. This is a fairly small capacitor for the 5 volt output. Also, I'm not, maybe you're noticing, of course, that I'm not replacing these capacitors. I usually don't replace stuff that is working and measures good. Some people replace everything, but I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what I do. Now this other one, another 1016 volts. This is the capacitor, 1000 microfarads, 16 volts. At this point, I don't think this capacitor is gonna be bad. 955 microfarads. Yeah, still pretty good. ESR is good. Again, not replacing it, so it's going back to the board. Negative is to the upper side like this. If you feel like that I am wrong, please comment. I might consider changing my behavior, but honestly, if something is good, I don't see why I would replace it. Of course, you're gonna say, oh, but this is old, it's aging, and I agree. But yeah, maybe I should just replace it, but not now. Okay, so we have checked all the capacitors, they're all good. I'm gonna reinstall this PCB. Capacitors are back, everything looks fine. Polarities, okay. So this is a fairly big power supply. There's a lot of unused space here on top, but I don't think they care too much. I applied some WD-40 and off camera, of course, because there are some signs of rust already, especially inside the I think you're gonna be able to see that on camera, but there's some signs of rust happening. Someone also glued the power, the voltage input switch, the selection, but it's fine because it's stuck in 120 volts, which is the voltage here in Canada. And I think we're good. I cleaned the fan. It was extremely dirty. Now it's good to go. So the next step, I'm gonna take the motherboard and assemble the system here outside the case. I'm gonna assemble the system outside the case, and we're gonna do a final test before I install everything back inside the case. Okay, we are ready to try. I added the RAM sticks back. I have a speaker connected there. The battery is here. The power supply is connected. I have an external keyboard. This is the multi-IO board or card, and this is the VGA card. We're gonna take a look at them later. For now, I just want to make sure that everything is working, the power supply and the motherboard, after I replace the CMOS battery. So let's power it up and see what happens. I'm gonna enable the other camera. Nothing. Oh, here we go. .7 megabytes. Yeah, CMOS system options not set, of course. I just replaced the battery. So, good news, it's working. Now we're gonna take a look at the components of this system, and we're gonna put everything back together and test it. Okay, so here we have the motherboard, and the first thing that we can see is the AMD 386SX. So that means that there's no FPU on this chip, and this is why we have this other socket here. This is for the external FPU. So this was a lower cost version of the 386, and obviously this is not from Intel, this is from AMD. We also have all the SIM slots populated here. Kind of tricky to release, but these guys here, is it gonna focus? Yeah. These are 1 megabyte SIM modules, and these are 30 pin modules. And these other modules, let me see if I can. No, I can't. I have to remove all of them, but these other modules here, these are 256 kilobytes. SIM. So in theory, like, we have like 5 megabytes here. We have a bunch of like 6, right? 6 16-bit is slots, and that's basically it. There's nothing on board on these motherboard. This is an older generation, right? Oh, also worth noting that the processor is 25 megahertz. Is it gonna focus? But we can also see here 25 megahertz, and the crystal is 50 divided by 2 gives us the 25 megahertz, and that's basically it. There is a keyboard, AT keyboard connection here. Our battery is there, and we are ready to go. So now let's take a look at the other boards that came with this machine. Let's start with the VGA, because I never heard of this brand, Lava Computers, and I apologize for that. We can see here, this is made in Canada, which is pretty cool, since I am Canadian, as you probably know now. Well, I'm originally Brazilian, but now Canadian. This is a pretty cool VGA card. It has 256 bytes, 2 kilobytes of RAM. This IC here, can we see? This is the 82C037. Yeah, so this is VGA. Well, this is in fact CGA, MDA, EGA, VGA chipset. That's the first time I see this kind of dip switch here. So we can select color, mono, multi-sync, and auto emulation. I will have to find a manual for this board to understand what is the auto emulation there, but I'm pretty sure it's related to the MDA, CGA modes. There is a programmable logic IC here, a PAL 16L8. I didn't remove. I thought about removing it and reading it, but I don't know. I don't want to desolder and risk damaging it, so I'm gonna leave it as it is right now. And that's it. There are 3 crystals here. I can't read this one, but it's something around 25 or something 0.175, 28322, and this is 32 megahertz. It's a little bit dirty. Yeah, but that's it. And this is an 8-bit card, which is pretty cool. I don't think I have other 8-bit video cards like this, so it's very nice to have one. And another interesting fact about Lava Computers, I did some research we're gonna see on the screen, and apparently, I don't know if it's the same brand, but apparently this brand still exists and they're still in the computer business. And this is also an Ukrainian / Canadian company, so that's pretty cool. And that's it for now. So this is the VGA card, right? Just no model. Yeah, no, not really. The next one is this multi-IO card. And when the first thing that I see here is that there's another PAL here, but it has a different, it has a whole code on top of it. But on the board silk screen, we can see PAL 16L8, right? This guy here. So for those of you that don't know, these ancient motherboards, they didn't have anything on board. Even the basic stuff like floppy controller, IDE controller, they all require like external boards. This is one of these cards, right? So it provides a floppy controller here, the connector, all driven by this IC from Acer. So a floppy controller, an IDE controller, so you can have 2 floppies, 2 hard disks. There's a bunch of IRQ selections because again this is an ISA card, ISA, right? So in these machines you have to physically select the interrupt request line and usually the address where the card sits in the address space. There's a lot of things that you have to configure manually, right? It also has 2 serial ports here and has a parallel port and a game port. So again, ancient stuff. This is a DB15 connector, and the first computers, the first PCs, they used a DB15 connector for the joysticks, right? So this is the joystick connector, and that's basically, these are, yeah, this is 75, 188 and 189. So these are the serial driver, like voltage converters. And yeah, there's not much to see here. So okay, the next one, this computer also came with this amazing modem, right? A Hayes modem, and this is a whopping, where is it, 1200 bps modem. So extremely slow for our current standards, but state of the art probably at that time. I don't know exactly when was that, in the early 90s I believe. So yeah, this is what you used to connect to, well, it wasn't really internet at that time. You would be able to connect to BBSs and this kind of stuff. It has a microcontroller from Intel 8031. There is an EEPROM here and another IC here that I'm not sure what it is. Oh, there is another 40-pin IC here. Maybe this is a DSP. Usually I don't think the microcontroller can handle. Oh, there are multiple. Yeah, there's like a 28 or something pin footprint here. There's an IC here, and there is a big IC here. Yeah, so probably this is a DSP, I would expect. Anyway, yeah, so the phone line, there's a dip switch here that I have no idea what it does. I don't have to, because I will probably not use it. Maybe at some point we could do some experiments with modems, right? That would be cool. So that's it. Now we're gonna put everything together. Gonna get the case. Oh, this is the case, but it's too big for the camera. Probably wants to clean it up a little bit. There's some signs of rust. Yeah, I'm gonna do some quick cleaning here, and I'll be right back. We have the case here. I removed the front or face plate here because the wires, they don't have any identification, so I need to understand which one. There's still some dust here. Yeah. So I also removed this spacers from the motherboard. Now we're ready to install it. Let's see if it's... Okay, now we're gonna connect the wires. So pin 1 is the LED, pin 2 is ground. So this is probably green here and black, and this. Okay, now the boards or the cards. Let's put back the serial connectors. This hard disk TVT goes here. Good. Battery is fine. Now need to install the power supply. Here we have the power supply that we took a look, and it is installed this way. So first let's connect the power to the motherboard. I reattached the ground here so that this is mounted on the floppy. Okay, I'm gonna reattach the power supply. Okay, here we have this machine has some mods, I would say. One of them is this terrible connector for the 3.5 inches floppy disk. I don't know why they did this, but so everything is connected. Now I'm gonna reattach the panel. Here, this is the panel. Super yellow. Oops, right? Super yellow. But yeah, it shows the age, I guess. Done. We have everything attached. Now what is missing? What is missing is the floppy and hard disk mount. I'm gonna install it now. Yeah, this is also not original. It's very, yeah, ugly. Someone cut here, cut this part here. It's terrible. This is originally, you can see it's a 3.5 inches floppy mount. So there's gonna be more screws on the bottom. Is it gonna fit? Oh, it barely fits with the RAM installed here. See? Huh. Yeah. This is definitely, well, I don't, it's hard to say what is original and what is not, but I don't think this machine was, or this case was designed to have something like this. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, but here there is a faceplate that can be removed, so maybe the motherboard is not the right one. Okay, now let's connect the hard disk before this gets too crowded. Seriously? There's no pin 1 ID? Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to remove. Okay, pin 1 is here. So it goes this way. Yeah, that's not the way I was gonna connect it first. And we need the power. I'm gonna connect the power right now. Okay, this is done. Maybe this should go this way. Let's add the 5 1/4 floppy first. I'm not sure what was the original configuration now. I need to attach the bottom of this thing. I'm gonna have to carefully close everything here. Oh, now I remember. The 5 1/4 is on the top because this ground was here. Okay, but I'm gonna first connect. Attach that thing. And again, it's not gonna be easy because it's not here. Ooh. Okay. Now let's move this floppy to the top. So that means that we are gonna install the 3.5 first. And now the 5 1/4. This is so bad. Don't know if I have another connector, but Just gonna confirm that this one is plus 12. Confirmed. That is plus 12. And that's it. We have our PC 386. Now, yeah, I can close it. This problem. Okay, so here we are. We have the machine fully assembled. I have now the monitor that came with it here. It's a VGA monitor. The brand is Fujikama. It's I think the same brand that it's behind this case, even though here there's a label Steels XT. I don't know. Anyway, we can now turn it on. Good, we still have it working. This is the keyboard. It's very yellow. Well, not even gonna comment how yellow this faceplate is here, the front of the case. So yeah, the CMOS settings are missing. They're invalid, right? So let's run setup. So today is August 6th, 2024, Tuesday. Is hard disk C. It's user type. Is there an auto configuration? No. So I think it's 980, 10 heads. I took a picture of the hard disk. Yeah, that's it. 81 megabytes. Floppy drive A, it's this one. 360 kilobytes. And I'm not too sure. I think the drive B is 1.44, but I'm not sure. But this it doesn't matter right now. We can check and change that later. Yes. Let's see. Let's see how it's gonna happen. Oh, it's booting from the hard disk. Pretty cool. Haha! It has Windows 3.1. So the hard disk is still working. And let's see if it's gonna load Windows 3.1. That's pretty cool. That's a very ancient. I have the mouse, and this is the original mouse that came with it, connected to one of the serial ports, and the mouse is working. Cool. Grandma's workstation. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I need to be careful. I might have to edit this video if there is some like personal data that we're gonna find here. What? Okay, so this is how Windows used to be. right? Games, solitaire, yeah, the usual. Minesweeper. Oh, anyway, let's not waste time here. File manager. Okay, DOS. Lost Vic. Oh, this is apparently a game. Antivirus, mouse, utilities, Microsoft Office, and our Windows installation. But oh, that there are more partitions. So there is a partition D, and here we have MS Office, and a partition E also with Office. So let me see something. Okay, so partition D has Word and MS Word, right? And partition E has Excel. I don't know why, but okay. Some temporary files. Yeah, there is not much. Let's try this game here. Can we make it work? Oh, no, it didn't work. Let's try setup. PC Vikings setup. PC speaker. Yeah, but it's not working. Now let's take a look at the DOS prompt here. Oh, it's DOS 3.3. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Control panel. Yeah, see this 386 enhanced. So yeah, this is kind of new on Windows 3.x. So the support for the Intel 386 with virtual memory. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there is not much we want to do here. I don't have a sound card, so these things are not gonna work. Okay, that's it for now. We can see that the machine is working. It has Windows. Now I'm gonna try something else. Oh yeah, okay, we saw the games. Now I'm gonna try something else. Some time ago there was let me find, I have a bunch of discs. Someone was donating them, right? So this is all sharer, Wolfenstein 3D, form letters, yeah, Hexxagon. So I got these discs and a lot of other software and a scanner, and I never really got a chance to try these games and these discs and the other software. I got a lot of software from that gentleman Mike, and by the way, thank you so much. So now I think it's gonna be a good time for us to try these discs, but first I'm gonna clean up the floppy drive, right? Because you never know. Well, we know it was dirty. Okay, so a little bit of alcohol, 99%, and let's see if this floppy drive is working. Let's go to the file manager and try to open drive A. Yeah, it's not gonna work, of course, because this is not a real disk, but I just want it to run and clean the heads. Okay, there's no disk in drive A. Very well, Mr. Computer. Now let's try Hexxagon. I already know Wolfenstein, but I never tried Hexxagon. I have Wolfenstein on 3.5 inches discs, and I think we tried some time ago on that 486 laptop here on the channel. So let's try these. These are 2 discs. So let's try disc 1. Oh, cool. So the floppy is working, the floppy drive and the disk, because we can see the contents here. Hexazip.zip. Okay, let's see the other disk. Maybe we have to copy these files to the hard disk. I don't know. Let's take a look at the other disk. Oh, here we have an install. Okay. Can we run the install from here, from Windows? Yes, we can. Okay. Disk 1 and 2 will be copied to one zip file and then unzipped. After unzipping, the file will be deleted from the hard drive. Okay. So, strike a key when ready. Insert disk 1. So okay, this is disk 2. So let's insert disk 1. Obviously I cleaned up this keyboard. It was very dirty, like a lot of dust. It's still very yellow, but at least it's clean, and that's what matters to me now. Okay, insert disk 2. DOS or strike key when ready. Okay. Okay, so we are back to Windows. Now let's see disk C. Oh, okay, we now have Hexxagon here, and we're like hex. Let's see. Nice. Oh, there is sound on the PC speaker. Nice. It's good sound effects for a PC speaker, right? That's impressive, and the colors, that's pretty cool. Very nice game. I don't know what exactly it is about, but so what is this? Is in a kind of a demo mode. Okay. Okay, can I play? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Menu. Player 1 human, player 2 Craniac. Okay, no, but I want an easy Craniac. I never played this. Okay, configure, start game. Okay, who am I? Okay, I'm not this one. Okay, I'm this one. So it seems that I can move it. I don't know what is the difference between green and yellow, but probably, well, let's see if I can move it. Yeah, I can move here. Oh, okay. I have no idea of what I am doing. Oh no, that is not fair. Oh, cool, okay. Yeah, that's an interesting game. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Ooh, that is not good. But I can move this one here. Very nice. Well, that's it. Yeah, I got the payback. Let's see if this machine can run Wolfenstein. I'm not sure it's gonna be able to because it doesn't have a sound card, but let's take a look. Okay, install. Let's see what happens. Okay, the machine is reading the disk. Oh no. Retry. So the disk is bad. Yeah. Okay, so this disk is bad. Let's try the other game. So no Wolfenstein today. Not from these discs. I have this other Wolfenstein here that we can try. But now let's try Cosmic Adventure. Requires 80 to 86 or better, EGA or VGA. So that is this machine, right? This is a 386 with VGA. It should be good enough. Okay, install. Reading the disk. Installation. Okay, strike a key when ready. Okay. PKware. Yeah, I recall this software for. There was the PK zip software compression, zip files. I believe that's how it started, PK zip. Okay, remove disk 1 and replace with disk 2. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Thought the noise was like a disk reading error, but it's not apparently. It's able to read the disk. Yeah, that is slow. Oh no, reading error. Yeah. Oh, okay, that is too bad. Okay, so this is not gonna work. Let's try Wolfenstein here. We saw Wolfenstein on the 486 laptop. Now let's see if we can install it on this machine. Disk B is not working. Oh, okay. Run me. Okay, I will run you. Okay. 1. Drive C. Destination default. Wolf 3D. Hit any key. Okay. This installation should work because I know that this disk was working, well, in the past, right? Because you never know, floppy disks. It's not like an extremely dependable media, but I hope it is still working. I might try to recover the 5 1/4 discs. The good news is that the 3.5 inches floppy drive seems to work fine. What happened? just exit. So do we have Wolf 3D here? Yes. Let's try it. Okay, mouse. One moment. Press a key. Okay. Yeah, there's no sound, so this game is not even using the PC speaker, or at least not for the songs. There is a song playing, I recall, but not on this machine. So let's see. Oh, there is sound here. Good. So let's start a new game. Yeah, it's working. It's not super fast, because this is a 386, right? Oh, it's space to open the doors and control to fire. Oh, yeah, it's very slow, but yeah, it works. Maybe too slow. How the mouse works. It's not very easy to play in this way, but the sound is odd, right? But that's the best they could do, considering that this is the PC speaker. Anyway, I think that's it. We managed to see the game. This is a 386. Not very fast, but kind of the same. This is the kind of machine that was the target for these games back then, right? Oh yeah, before we go, I want to show you the other software that I got from Michael. We have Quicken, right? This is like a financial software for like personal finance. That's pretty cool. Version 6 for DOS. We have Adobe Illustrator Windows version, and CPU 286 minimum, 386 recommended, 1 or 2 megabytes of memory, minimum 20 megabytes of hard disk, and it supports 3.5 disks and 5 1/4, 1.2 megabyte. So this software here, well, we're not gonna do that today, but or maybe I can do that just to show you, but at some point, some other time, we can install and try it. But look at this. It comes with a video cassette, like probably a tutorial or something, manuals, And here, that's pretty cool. Oh, I need to be careful. Here you have that is pretty cool. You have discs, right? So you have 5 1/4 discs and 3.5 inches disc. So, you know, at that time, that this is before CD-ROMs and this kind of stuff, this kind of technology, right? So software, you would sell software in the available media, and you didn't know. So I think the fancier or most expensive software, you would buy and it would come in like both medias. So that's pretty cool. At some other time I'm gonna try installing this and we can see it working. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and see you next time. Bye.